In this video, we are going to discuss how to multiply fractions. So we've been talking about decimals, and now we're going to move into fractions. Let's get started. All right, so our major concept is going to be today, we're going to look at some visual models to kind of see like why things work the way it does. But our main focus is going to be multiplying our numerators, multiplying our denominators, and then simplifying. So that is where we're going to start today. So let's look at what this looks like. There was a quarter pan of lasagna left. Tom ate 1/3 of this amount. What fraction of the whole pan of lasagna did he eat? So as we can see, we have one part of the pan. We have the pan first shaded into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And that tells us, and then we shade it in the red, 1/4. Now, Tom ate 1/3 of that piece. So now on the other side, we're going to shade in 1/3. We divided it in to 1, 2, 3 pieces and shaded in 1/3. Now we need to look for where there is an overlap of both colors, which is in this first square here. I see that there are 12 total pieces, and one of them is shaded when I do out this model. So that is going to mean that Tom ate 1/12 of the pan, because that one piece out of 12 has both parts shaded. And as you can see here, we can also do that by saying 1/3 times 1/4. 1 times 1 is 1, 3 times 4 is 12. I also want to point out that this is multiplication because we have of a whole pan. This word of is going to be very, very, very important. Of always means multiply, no matter what. If you're taking a piece of something, you're going to be multiplying. All right, let's look at this next example. Find 1/4 times 1/5 using the model, or we could say 1/4 of 1/5. So I have our squares pre-made here. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this side into fourths, and I'm going to shade one row. Let me actually shade, I'll just keep it on the bottom. I'm going to shade 1 out of 4 rows, and I'm going to do that in red. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, and I'm going to shade 1 out of 5 columns total. So now this square here is showing me 1/4 of the 1/5, or vice versa. I have a fourth shaded, and then this is 1/5 of it. There are 20 pieces total, so this would be 1/20th. Let's see what that looks like using the algorithm. 1/4 times 1/5. Tops, 1 times 1 would be 1. Bottoms, 4 times 5 would be 20. So 1/4 times 1/5 would be 1/20th. All right, let's keep moving. 2/3 times 3/4. So as you can see, we've broken our number line up into fourths here. So this is a little bit different than the box model. This is going to be on a number line. We're not going to focus on this quite as much. But I have 3/4 here. So, and I have 1, 2, 3 pieces in my 3/4. And now, if I circle 2 of those 3 pieces for the 2/3, I have 1 piece, 2 pieces, and that brings me to 1/2. So that's what it looks like on a number line. Again, don't worry about that too much. We're mainly going to focus on the algorithm or just the standard math. 2/3 times 3/4. Tops, 2 times 3 is going to be 6. Bottoms, 3 times 4 is going to be 12. And then, as we said, our last step is always going to be to simplify. I'm looking at 6 and 12, And I know that I can divide these both by 6. You could start with 2 if you didn't know the 6, but always try to find a number that you can divide them both by. Sometimes you won't be able to simplify, and that's okay. But in this case, we can. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So 6/12 is the same as 1/2. All right, let's move along. All right, 3/4 times 4, 6. Again, so I have this broken up into 6. And I'm going to circle 4 of them because I have 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Now, 3 out of those 4 pieces for the 3/4. And that brings us to 3/6. So that's kind of why this works, but we're going to really be focusing on the math part. 3 out of 4 times 4, 6. All right. 3 times 4 is going to be 12. 4 times 6 is going to be 24. Now I want to look and see, is there a number I can divide both 12 and 24 by? And there is. 12 divided by, let's start with 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Up, and I can keep going. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So our answer simplified would be 1/2. And also remember, 3/6, if you divide those both by 3, is also 1/2. So that is why that works. All right, let's keep going. Ooh, now we're going to get into mixed numbers. Mixed numbers, it's going to be the same process, except we just have one extra step, and that is changing from a mixed number into an improper fraction. And hopefully we remember this little multiply and add circle. All right, 2 times 7 is going to be 14, plus 1 is going to be 15, and then we keep our same denominator. So as we show right here, bottom times our whole number, and then add in our numerator. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15 over 2. Hopefully that's familiar to you. 2 and 3/4. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11/4. All right, now we need to do some multiplying. First, our tops, 15 times 11. Our top is 165 over 8. All right, now let's divide this out to get our mixed number again. All right, 165 divided by 8. 8 does not go into 1, but it goes into 16 twice. 8 times 2, 16. Bring down our 5. 8 does not fit into 5, but 8 fits into 5 0 times. 8 times 0 is 0, subtract, and then subtract, we get 5. So this here is going to be 20 with 5 out of 8 pieces left over. So 20 and 5/8. 20 wholes, and our remainder is 5 out of 8. All right, let's keep going. A clothing factory makes t-shirts. If each machine makes 3 1/3 t-shirts per hour, how many t-shirts does one machine make in 4.5 hours? All right, 3.5 t-shirts per hour times 4.5 hours. We're working for multiple hours. As you can see down here, I have first changed my mixed numbers into improper fractions. 10 over 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, and then our denominator was 3. 4.5. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9/2. 10 over 3 times 9 over 2. 10 times 9 is 90. 3 times 2 is 6. All right, now let's do our 90 divided by 6 out to change this back into a mixed number, especially when we have a real world problem. We're not going to say like they can make 96 t-shirts in 4.5 hours. That just doesn't make sense. Okay, so 6 fits into 9, 1 time. 9 minus 6 is 3, bring down the 0. 6 fits into 35 times. So they can make 15 t-shirts in the 4.5 hours. 3 1/3 t-shirts per hour times 4.5 hours gives you 15 t-shirts per hour. And again, we changed our mixed numbers into improper fractions, multiplied the tops together, multiplied the bottoms together, and then divided to simplify. Those are our 3 major steps today. All right, we are done for right now, and then we will continue this soon. Bye, guys.